Good evening, junkies. What is going on out there? Welcome to a Wednesday edition of our unnamed show. I don't even think this thing even has a name. We've never came up with a name for our show, but welcome to our unnamed show. This is Bob, the your admin, one of the admins. We have Sarah here with us this evening, another one of the admins. We have Laura. We've got Kim. And we've got Brent, who's doing double duty here. I've kind of put him in the producer seat this evening. So Brent's kind of our producer here. I'm just here to talk. Um, yeah, pretty much. It's weird not clicking the comments or anything, but make sure if you do want your comment shown during the broadcast that you register. I think it's like StreamYard.com/Facebook. On the Facebook page, it actually will say where to register and you can pop comments up. So, kind of like this when we have somebody, Brittany saying hello to us, we can go ahead and actually throw a comment up there on the screen and we know who we're talking to instead of the infamous on the Facebook page, it actually will say Facebook user. So, where do we want to start here? I think we're going to talk about flash passes. Oh, Jay-Z just joined us.
Going to talk about...
there she is.
Wait, they did. No, that was interesting. We are going to talk about
in the
flash
meantime,
passes.
since I said,
so we have,
said that,
let's
we had
see.
Jamie and
I can't
Brad
even bring that
join us.
banner up yet. I'll take out
Oh, jeez.
Hello, everybody.
that. Are you guys hearing me okay? Okay.
Yes.
We hear you fine. Yeah. Why don't we talk about
Great,
flash passes?
great. Okay. Well, let's see. So flash passes. For starters, what we are finding now with season flash passes is reservations are in fact required. We have learned about this through a number of channels, most of us being surprised by it when we get to the front of the line after waiting through the flash pass queue, I apologize, without a reservation, and then we find out at the front of the line that we needed a reservation. The details are a little sketchy on this. One thing we know for sure is that nobody has received an email as the rep claims was sent. Another thing we know for sure is that despite what the rep told me, at least personally, this has not been the policy since the beginning of the season. This is a new thing. You have to have a flash pass reserved ahead of time. And it looks like it's 24 hours. I kind of have a little bit of sketchy detail on this too. It may be 24 hours. It might just be before 8 a.m. day of. But you have to, prior to being in the park end of the day, you have to have your flash pass that, yes, you did pay for use every day. You have to have that reserved. So actually, I had a note here on who do we talk to about this? And Sarah, can I tap into you for that? If we had a grievance with that, not that I do.
Well, and this one is a tricky one because FlashPass is run by an outside company. And I think sometimes this can become an issue of the left hand not knowing what the right hand is doing. So if FlashPass Acesso, who runs FlashPass, makes a policy, we don't know if they've told the park management. The best place to always start and strengthen numbers is to use that contact us feature on the website or drop by guest relations on a day that's not busy. Please don't do it this weekend on a busy weekend. But to just say, hey, this is what's happening and this really bothers me. Can you have somebody look at this process and be very clear what is bothersome about the process. Like what I've heard from others is, and I don't have a flash pass, but if you want to go 2 days in a row, if it's the 8 a.m. and you can't, it's not like parking where I can make a new parking reservation once I get to the day of. My understanding is they have to clear out the old reservation. So if you want to go 2 days in a row with your flash pass right now, the only way you can do that and make a reservation is if you get up and make a second reservation the day of before 8 a.m. And that's not practical for everyone. And that doesn't really make any sense. We had somebody else that was locked in to a flash pass reservation for July 5th, and now she can't use it until July 5th. So be very clear about why that's not working for you. And also, I've posted some screenshots that show on the member end of FlashPass, there is nowhere at least on the side before you buy, that says that reservations are required. So it is not in writing. On the all season end, it is there in bold, but is not in the member end. So I would use the contact us or go to guest relations. It is another company. However, it is a product that the park is selling, and there's no way to get to Acesso customer service.
So
good
on
news-
that,
Go ahead.
the good news, tailing off on the bad news, the great news, the incredible news is that you don't have to wait in that line anymore. If you had a reservation for your all season or member Flash Pass, you can use it on your mobile device. And that is an incredible improvement over standing in that doggone line. Thank you, Bob. As I was trying to get the screen out, let me know if you guys see my screen share. I
Not to go off
clicked
of what
it
you
quite a
have.
while ago. And,
Uh-oh.
I
It's
I
coming.
did see a sign at
okay, well,
the Fast Pass when I was
Go ahead,
there.
Kim.
When I was there, it was saying like if you don't return that, it's like $70. I was gonna try to take a picture of it, but the print was
yes,
way
yeah,
too small. Just so you guys know, because I know some people were asking about that at one time.
Yeah, and that's part of what takes so long in that line is just explaining if you don't return the device and how to use the device. It's just a really long process.
Yeah, I was gonna like I said, I was gonna take a picture of it, but it was too dark and the words are too small to try to take a picture of it and put it on there. But it did say on there that if you don't return it, it's like $70. So
yeah. So some issues with that, and I've heard of some people taking it home. I've personally driven halfway down 132 with the darn thing and gone back and given it to guest services. But all told, let's put that nightmare behind us. If everyone has the eternal cell phone battery and or a battery charger portable power brick with you, this is an incredible option. So we created a guide here to kind of lay out how this works with the mobile, because it's not all very, very straightforward. It does work if you follow the steps, but it can be a little vexing to someone who hasn't just been browbeating this reservation system from the get-go. So this document highlights, and this is posted on the Junkies main site under the Files tab as FlashPass Mobile something, and it lists basically three major steps. The first step is reserving, and keep in mind again, 24 hours ahead of time. Make sure you do that. Don't screw that part up, or you're not getting your mobile FlashPass. But you get into this step one, and this just walks you through step by step. The reservation site, click the Flash Pass, pick our park, count number / confirmation number. I personally dug it out of an email for lack of a better way to find that. Hopefully everyone knows that for themselves. I just showed here an example of an email where I found it listed as my account number. You get to key that in, and then you just get to the regular old, the beloved reservation page with the dates that we've always seen. Thank you again, Bob. Then after you've finally confirmed this, you do have your reservation. There's been some diciness, at least on my iPhone, with actually printing the reservation. So oftentimes I end up getting to that completion screen. I try to print it. I don't get anything. I don't get a barcode. But fear not. Moving on to step two, claiming your Flash Pass on the day. You can go to this website. It's a clickable link in this document if you pull up the document. Otherwise, you go to gr.sfflashpass.com. And if you are already signed in, you kind of have to sign out and back in to get this to trip. I couldn't figure out a way to not sign out back in. Whatever, it's no big deal. You hit log out, you log back in with your username and your password, and it gives you this great big acknowledgement. Hey, you've claimed your Flash Pass. Let's go ride Max Force. Step three then is the fun part. That is the let's go play part. So you get, instead of a cryptic little watch that's really hard to see in the sun for people with vision issues, you get this nice big screen with the pictures of the rides. You get to pick the ride. As soon as you do, you see a countdown timer right there on your screen. I'm hoping you can see my little hand mouse moving around. And then it'll count down to 0. At that point, and only at that point, you Raging Bull fans, go hop in the line in the proper Flash Pass queue, and you can just go right up. If you scroll down from that green check mark that you see, you'll actually have a QR code, and the person, the lineup, the Flash Pass lineup, can scan that with the device. None of the constant beating the device onto your wristwatch trying to get it to read. These have read off of my phone screen each and every time perfectly. So major props to Six Flags Great America. Thank you so much. This saves so much time and so much frustration over paying for that thing and waiting in the line. I just hope that pleas for cries for let's get rid of the reservation in the first place, or do something to be a little more lenient. I hope those are heard, because we paid for this, and this is a major step forward in using it mobily. But the other step forward would be allowing us to use it on the date we go, especially if we didn't plan this way ahead of time. So that is what I brought to the table for the Flash Pass discussion. I'm going to try to unshare my screen. Wish me luck.
You've got it. You unshared it. I'm seeing the whole group back in here, so I think
You're good.
you're good. Thanks for that Flash Pass insight, and
Excellent.
thanks again for that PDF document. That was very helpful. I know we kind of took that document, and there was a couple other members out there who kind of contributed. Tony being one of them. He's kind of the first one that brought that up. We just kind of took everything and simplified it down to one single document. I know Steve, Jimmy's friend Steve, kind of helped a little bit. I know they were doing some QA on there, and I think I'm probably missing one other person.
Jacob is usually one of our Flash Pass. I think he was one of the first to use it.
Okay.
And report back.
But yeah,
and I think Gary assisted in proofreading.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there is a mess. You cannot group, and you cannot group, which I don't know what that means in Flash. I don't.
Neither do I. I don't have a Flash Pass.
Back when I worked there, it was still the punch card. So you cannot group. Does that mean you can't group multiple Flash Pass users together?
I think it's more because, like, in Steve's instance, he has 4 people that have passes that he pays for, but they all want to go their separate ways. So they want to log in on 4 devices, which can't be done.
Oh, so they do have to stay together. They can't get. Oh, okay.
And that's not fair either.
No. Yeah, so that would be another.
Yeah, that's rough.
Sometimes, many times, when these decisions are made by, especially when we're dealing with 2 different companies, somebody hasn't thought through what this looks like on a guest for the guest point of view. So on the user end, so these are things that really need to be multiple people. If multiple people are having these issues, you just have to put it in writing, and you have to be persistent. It got us our member entrance back. It works.
Has anyone here gone through the member entrance? Have any of you guys been back to the park since that opened? No, I haven't. We haven't been there.
We've been there, but we've been there in the afternoons where it's just straight in anyway, so there hasn't been a need to use it. But I did see it. It was well thought out. I am very pleased to see so much queuing to keep guests out of the midways, or not midways at that point, but out of the parking lot. And it's just more clear where people need to go. So I do appreciate somebody who really thought out some traffic flow, and just even having the sign back, it just feels better. It just feels like, even if I don't have to use it, it just feels more right that it's available.
And I don't want to assume Six Flags motives, but I will say that having a member entrance right out there, that's self-marketing. If they want to sell memberships and you have people walking right in, hey, how do I get to be one of them? That's a win-win. The park wins if they're trying to sell memberships.
And they were very clever how they did the member entrance. So it's you enter kind of behind the sample shack. And so they have it queue. I mean, it's pretty long queue, because they know that there's so many members at our park. Our park probably has a higher percentage of members than a lot of other parks. Like when I visit other parks, there aren't a lot of members walking around. So they were smart to have that line not look as bad. And it's not going to be, I mean, it might pass the queue, but it's not going to look as bad the way that they have it kind of tucking around and back in. So somebody really thought it out. That's all you. It really is a marketing ploy, and you can make people happy and people want something at the same time. It just made no sense when it wasn't there. So thank you for returning it. I know I had given an earful to somebody, but thanked him for advocating. So if he's the one that advocated, thank you. Should we move on?
I think we should move on. And guess what? If people haven't heard, entertainment is back. We have shows. Shows are back. So if you've not been to the park yet, 6 shows have made a return. We have
Three shows, sorry, Bob. 3 shows for 6 weeks.
3 shows for a limited 6-week run. So if you're planning on coming out and to see the shows, it is a limited 6-week run on these particular shows. In no particular order, we've got Party Gras, Steam Drum, and the Good Old Block Party. We have been told or kind of informed, or Dippin' Dots guy kind of let us know that there are no shows on Wednesdays. So
they have to have a day off.
They do need the day off. They are hardworking, especially if we want them there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We need to give them a day off. So well deserved.
The block party 60 minutes long. They're out there. I mean, there's a little show, then they come out and it's so interactive and it's so much fun to just I just be with people and have those fun party dances.
Right. And for those, if you have a particular performer that you'd like to dance with, this is sort of your chance. That block party, they are willing to dance with everybody. You can even talk to, or I shouldn't say talk to, but you get a chance to dance with some Looney Tune characters. I know when Laura and I seen it, it was Bugs Bunny out there, but I saw on the page, somebody said like Sylvester or Daffy was out there this past weekend. So it seems they're adding to the characters out there. Yeah. What's everyone's thoughts on the shows? I mean,
well, these are a nice way to adapt favorite shows from the past. I have not seen Party Gras yet. I have seen Steam Drum and Block Party. I think Steam Drum is really kind of fun. The music teacher in me is so nervous for them because they're holding the drumsticks wrong and I don't want them to get hurt. So if any performers want a lesson on how to actually hold a drumstick so you can make a louder sound without so much strain on your forearm and hand, I'd be happy to do that. I get so nervous. I'm like, and my brother's a professional percussionist in an orchestra, and my daughter's a percussionist, and we're like, you just need to move something. So, but that being said, that's just one of those things. I love the show, and I love all the energy. I love the mix of having, just the visual of having it out there. Kind of feels a little piece of Fright Fest in there. And it's fun.
Yeah, I will definitely say Steam Drum, the version of the show that runs after the block party, that had a lot of Fright Fest feel to it. Just the music that you were hearing there, that it, you would have sworn like the uprising was going on without, if you weren't looking at the stage. But yeah, there was a very heavy Fright Fest feel to that. And for those who don't know, with Steam Drums, they perform a couple times throughout the day, then the block party occurs, and then there's a completely different version of Steam Drum that happens at the end of the block party.
And I think a couple nights this week it's been cut short. Well, we don't have 10 o'clock close right now. I think it's completely different on 10 o'clock, but some of it's been cut short by rain. We've just had rain at the end of the night for a few nights. Of course, with them being outdoors, we do have some weather permitting. We want everyone to be safe, but they've put a lot of energy into the shows, and to adapt and put those together so quickly, I'm impressed. Party Gras is in Mardi Gras. That's so fun. Isn't it the one where they're like, woo, woo, or something like that, Jamie?
I was out there doing the juicy wiggle on.
That's right, the home of the juicy wiggle.
Jamie was getting down.
Jamie was making a fool of herself.
That's a great one. If you have, I know with a lot of times, if you have younger kids, it's hard to stay for those 4 and 6 o'clock shows for Steam Drum. So Party Gras is just at a great time at 3 p.m. And if you want that to be, if you have little kids and you want that to be your end of the day thing, that's a great end of the day.
And I don't know that it's going to be an all the time thing, but this weekend they were doing like pop-up Mardi Gras at 7 p.m.
Oh, nice.
Because that's what I caught, the 7 p.m. on Sunday.
Nice. Bonus
shows are fun.
Yeah. So we're all outdoors, just on either side of the carousel right now.
Yeah, hopefully by Fright Fest, maybe we're back indoors inside the Grand Music Hall. But, I'll take the outdoor shows.
They have benches they've set up now in the hometown square. And I think Rich said he saw that it's possible that they've figured out how to use the train station and have the show at the same time. He did see some stanchions, but we haven't confirmed because we haven't seen the train open for public yet.
Yeah, I think even Brad commented on that one too, saying that they kind of have the those stanchions set up where you could walk up the steps without walking onto the set of the steam drums.
Awesome. Should we talk about the big event this week?
There's a big event?
There's a big event.
Oh no, really?
It's Memorial Day, right?
Labor Day?
Casimir Pulaski.
Christmas in July.
Christmas in July, yes.
Oh, I love that.
No, but it is Coca-Cola July 4th Fest, and there's a lot going on at the park. Seems that most of it is going to be happening kind of in the hometown square area of the park. I think we're probably going to see some characters out there and probably some patriotic costumes. You got to love Bugs Bunny when he's wearing that whole patriotic thing that kind of throws it way back to.
And they have
the 80s.
They have Uncle Sam. Like he was out at the holiday. Remember when he was out at?
Yes, I was so confused on that. I was like, why is Uncle Sam in the middle of Holiday in the Park?
So he exists. The Stilt Walkers are usually like they make this a festival. Our entertainment department is amazing. I'm not sure like who's going to be out, but in the past they've had the Stilt Walkers out. They've had a lot of things. Oh no! Yeah, you got it.
Yes, the photo with.
Yeah, he was at Holiday in the Park. He should be at, but maybe we'll get like a moose for Fourth Fest.
Right, a random polar bear walking around, or who knows?
Yeah, and they usually now. I know I heard there were some issues. Brad heard some issues with the soundtrack, and we've had some people confirm that it was hard to really maintain those with the park closed. But a lot of times we do hear a completely different park soundtrack on 4th of July, which is fun. So we can look forward to that. Oh, see, there's Bugs.
There's Bugs.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was show and tell.
Oh.
What happened?
Yeah, I mean,
my show disappeared.
I love the characters in there.
We can hear Miley Cyrus is Born in the USA 500 times this weekend.
And Party in the USA. I think that one goes on.
Greenwoods.
We're gonna throw our hands up.
But there are also some like there's a bunch of Sousa marches that played and other things like that. So
wait, Brad's got something here too. What do we got?
Oh, his bear.
Oh,
there.
Oh yeah.
I think those are all the pictures I have from 6 foot from.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Fourth Fest is super fun, and I think it's always busy, but it's busy and festive, and everyone who goes there knows it's going to be busy, so no one's cranky about it being busy. So I really I'm not normally someone who goes when it's busy, but I don't mind going for Fourth Fest. I think I'll be there Saturday. I don't think Saturday is going to be as bad as Sunday and Monday, which isn't Fourth Fest. It's probably going to be pretty busy, but really cool if you are just a bonus. Most of the things are in Hometown Square. However, if you are retired or current member of the military with your military ID, you get exclusive ride time on American Eagle both days from 10:30 to 12:30 with your immediate family. So the Eagle will not be open for everybody else, but if you go to the Eagle and show your ID at the entrance to the ride, you got 2 hours on the Eagle. So that's a really great way to celebrate. So veterans, active duty, I think this is a really nice way to honor them, especially since I think we had some issues with the extra ride time, exclusive ride time that was at Memorial Day, correct? We had something that happened. So this is a really, I think it was really honorable for Six Flags to open up 2 days or 2 hours on the American Eagle to help make up for that and to say thank you, because it's a good time to do that.
Yep. Just make sure you do have your military ID ready to show at the right entrance. And
I have questions.
Yeah.
Questions from
Oh
Brian.
no.
Hey, can I show my military ID from 1989?
Are you? But is yours going to show like on a military ID? Like if you were a dependent, it's going to say you're a dependent, not. So I don't think dependent IDs would work. I mean, it might, but
Only a couple decades old.
why do you want to go in on something that people?
This might come up with somebody.
Yeah, I would think that it would have to be a.
They're probably going to want a DD 214 or active.
Yeah,
At least valid, or current.
I never got old enough to get a dependent ID. So before my dad left the military, so I don't know. Whatever you guys know better. But I don't think a dependent ID will work. But it says your immediate family as well, so they didn't give a cap. So that shouldn't. It should be nice to keep families together. I wouldn't try bringing a whole family reunion, but I don't imagine they're going to say no. And then Southwest Territory is where it's at for fireworks. I haven't done fireworks there for a few years.
We have. It was okay. We sat over there when they first started a couple years ago.
Didn't they do like where you could reserve seating a couple years ago?
Well, they had it like where you can members could sit in a certain area compared to everybody else.
It ended up going badly. If I remember correctly, we had some drama that night. I think there's so many places that you can see it. They're gonna light them off behind Raging Bull, along the road that goes to the Washington Street entrance. So that will be closed sometime in the late afternoon, early evening. That will also not be open for leaving the park. So that's why Jamie, you said to think about doing it in your car so then you could skirt.
I will probably be watching from the car in the parking lot. So as soon as it's done, I'm the first out the gate.
Yeah, it's a struggle to leave on 4th of July because everyone on 4th Fest, everyone stays. Everyone stays to the end. So there's no thinning out at night. It's an anomaly. I love to go the Saturday of 4th Fest. It tends to be the lightest in the morning. Just go for the first couple of hours. Because it just builds. It's not one of those days where you have an early open. People are more towards the back half. Good weekend for night rides. But they'll be at 9:45 each night. And then there's only going to be one exit open leaving. So consider that as you're making your plans. I've been able to watch them up by the Grand Music Hall and see them. But I mean, trees get taller every year. So it's been a while.
And you can see them, think when they were doing them nightly during Voodoo Nights, you could see them very well from over by Johnny Rockets in County Fair. Just look over Johnny Rockets and they're lighting them in the sky. So you just look up.
Yeah, that's smart.
I'm just gonna pull on the shoulder on 94 and just sit there. Flashers on. That way there's no traffic. I'll just merge back in the traffic when it's over.
Just go around
I
the
used
cone.
to be able to see them from my apartment balcony back when I lived off of Waukegan Road. It was kind of cool. I couldn't see all of them, but yeah, so that's going on. Then we have a hometown cookout. this is something that I don't see a lot of other parks are having. So it's been interesting seeing some of the discussion on the other groups. So we're getting almost another food festival. So it's really cool. It doesn't work with our dining pass, but we did learn today that they will honor our member discounts if you have a member discount on the price of the meal. So it's a whole cookout offering. You choose a main entree and then you get a whole bunch of sides.
Yeah, it looks like you can have the choice of cheeseburger, barbecue chicken, brought with sauerkraut, hot dogs, and that all comes with pasta salad, baked beans, corn on the cob, and sliced watermelon, all for $14.99 minus any member discounts that you might have.
Holy cow! You better get that early by Sunday. They might not have any.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is quite a spread, and they're supposed to be grilling, right? They're Bob, as far as you know, they're
it's supposed to be. They're grilling it. It should all be grilled.
They're gonna have some pie there for $5.99 a slice. Of course, you got to have apple pie, and they're gonna have pecan pie. Special beers, no discount on beer. But what did we learn today?
What we learned today, and I'm sure some of you are gonna be very excited to know this. Your Six Flags gift cards can be used to purchase alcohol in the park. They're treated just like a credit card. So for those of you that might have, $800, $900 on the gift card, I want to party with you. Let's just go hop up to the bar.
We're getting drunk.
$900 in on this and see what happens.
There's gonna be lines of people like, I'm ready.
Which is funny because I've said I don't think I said it in this group. Maybe I've said it. I'm like, no one at Six Flags is going to be overserved because it's $12 to $15. I'm going to have to take that back because some of you are just balling with those gift cards right now.
And there's a specialty spritzer that is going to be offered as well. There is two different versions. There's a non-alcoholic version, which is going to be going for $7.99, and if you want the alcohol in there, $2 more, $9.99.
And we're trying to find out, like, in the picture,
card
looks really fancy and a fancy cup with a bendy straw. And so I will again be there July 3rd, probably try to get one of the first ones, which they probably won't know how to make. That's a really bad idea. But I'm wondering if it comes in a special cup with a straw, because that'd be really cool if it looked like the picture.
Nothing really looks like the picture all the time. You know that.
I know, but that'd be really cool if I got the little USA straw. I don't know. But
the
I
pictures
will
is
be
not
one of the first to try to get it. And it's she's excited about what part of the drink? Do you remember? Or she had commented it's 4 times points.
Oh.
Yes.
I had to think about that a second. I was like, what did I comment? I commented so much. I couldn't remember what I commented.
Yes, it is. I'm just getting in. I'm seeing something here that I think
breaking news.
It does. So I'm assuming that does come with
Yay!
the bendy straw. Hold on. We need to stop this broadcast for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever in Junkies history, please welcome Chris to the live stream.
Who's that?
Where is he come from? Oh my lord. People, this is what he looks like. Go find him for pins.
Pins,
right, Chris?
pictures.
Right there.
Dreams.
And I'm sure he's going to have the coolest, like, red, white, and blue attire because he always dresses the part.
Oh, totally.
I think, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I will probably change what I wear last minute, but I'll make it good.
All right.
Oh,
So for those that feel that Chris is elusive, this is Chris right here. Grab screenshots of this video if you can and try to track him down in the park. He does exist. He does appear more often than just at Fright Fest. He is around. I ran into him last time I was in the park on Father's Day. We ran into each other briefly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all can be found. I know some still claim that Jamie is hard to be found, but that's
I've been found.
story.
I've been found once since the contest. So I have one selfie in. And if Rebecca, she happened to find me the day I didn't have my wristbands with me, so I feel bad. So I need to find her again so I can get her wristbands because I felt really bad I didn't have them then. But yeah, so did we get a text from the Dippin' Dots guy that said that it
Yes,
comes
we did, saying that yes, it is. We are going to have, it is going to look kind of like the picture where it's going to have, the straw and everything.
Man, I'm going to have a whole bunch of those.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get those, and those are basically available for most of the funnel cake places, along with Strutters. And then the alcoholic one, JB's and Strutters. Obviously, you have to go somewhere that has a bar. But funnel cake places in the morning, not a big. I'm kind of excited. Not a big wait. So as long as they open, I'm sure they'll open around noon when the cookout does. So that'll be perfect. I've seen a lot of 4th of July merch. It's in the stores. It's ready to go. So they've got like the Six Flags over the map. Yeah, that's the logo. They've got the red, white, and blue sequin cups out. Some Six Flags.
It was on his head. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't think they have the Fourth Fest reusable, refillable drink that they had before because I think they got rid of those last year. Some random day they were selling them for like $5, but then they do have
I remember that
live cups.
Yeah,
Bob, what are you holding?
I am holding a Starbucks cup. I should probably hold it up close, but I don't know.
Is that
Coming soon?
Coming soon, yeah.
In your neighborhood or in the Dippin' Dots guys' neighborhood?
In the Dippin' Dots guys' neighborhood. I have heard that if you really need that iced coffee addiction or possibly some other Starbucks drink to suit your needs, that soon we might be able to get those in the park.
Well, if it's in the neighborhood,
all be basic. We can all be basic for Fright Fest.
Yes. Hopefully they do bring the pumpkin spice lattes out so we can all be basic while we're walking around the park.
Oh, we lost Chris.
Oh well. It was
that's how it always is, though.
Oh, awesome. I have one of those. I need to find it.
Here's this one.
Yeah.
I happen to just look up and find it, but this is from a couple years ago.
Yeah, I got one last year when they were selling them for $5. And they gave me a drink in it, and I just felt I needed it. I'll have to find it.
I got it for $5 and they gave me a drink.
Patriotic ones now are only like $7.99.
The sequin ones or the
the ones that's similar to what Kim was holding up.
Yeah, they've got them in Trudy's. They have some.
Yeah, and they've got them in almost every store.
Yeah, they're really prepped. The stores are fun. But yeah, okay. So let's see. We've got a rumor of a Starbucks coming.
A rumor of a Starbucks, and let's just kind of throw it out there. Where would you guys think that the Starbucks, if it were to come to life, where do we think it's going to appear? There's so many locations around the park that they could.
We've got the member lounge. We've got the former cyber cafe.
How many bathrooms are there?
The clubhouse.
The clubhouse. Maybe
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
But I don't think they would put it so far back, right? Because if you want somebody to grab it on the way out or grab it on the way in,
right, you would think you're coming in
true,
the morning and want a nice
right in the Disney. It's right on Main Street.
It is.
But the line would be out the gate already. They'd run into each other, so you don't really.
Well, that's okay. That's money.
Yeah,
James is chiming in. He's saying the photo place and
Dunkin' Donuts.
Old photo place.
Sorry, Starbucks is not my favorite, so I never.
Oh, he's talking
been
about fashion photos.
I don't drink coffee, so I don't have.
Neither do I. So
I don't know. Laura and I hit Starbucks. I don't know how many times a week. There's so many times I'm working. I'm very thankful she'll come in with like an iced coffee while I'm in the middle of teaching a class. I'm like, yes, thank you, just what I needed.
I was gonna say that's like every day.
Well, it's right across. I mean, it's literally across the street from our condo.
Oh, boo-hoo. Oh my goodness.
Well, I
can't come home without one, so it's every day pretty much, if not multiple times a day.
We'll have to think of where this could be.
Right.
I just keep thinking we've had Hot Shop before.
Right. We've had hot.
What about the
hop
the photo booth, the vintage photo booth thing?
That's what James was talking about.
Okay.
And then I just think we've had a
But
coffee shop before. It's been a decade or so, or two.
You're talking. I think I know what you're getting at, Sarah. The innovation station.
No, not the innovate. We had a cyber. So this is the most '90s thing ever. Like after cyber cafes were not a cool, we had a cyber cafe.
We had one. Yes, one came.
We
to
had
the
when
park.
they sold like fresh made donuts and coffee. They were open in the morning. The location is still open as something else, but it was a coffee house.
Yeah, and there is actually a location when you walk in the park when you go to the left that on their menu board, and this has been there. This is before this kind of rumor came out, but I have seen the iced coffee on a menu.
Fresh one place.
Oh,
So I should go.
Go for it. It was
Or could it be the bar behind there? There's that bar behind there that was the cooling zone.
Oh, and I think that's
part of
still
Big
a bar.
Lou's.
And it was like the
Big Lou's one?
on the other
Lou's
side
bar?
of Big Lou's. There's
before they combined it or closed it off.
It's kind of close to the front. We'll have to see. That's really
Well,
exciting
yeah.
news.
That is very, very exciting news. Going on with another rumor that came my way today is Moose Burger is probably going to be opening soon for sit-down dining again. They're gonna
You have like
open up the doors.
Do you have like a whole conversation with the Dippin' Dots guy today?
Don't get our hopes up your back.
when he says he's teaching, he is actually talking to Dippin' Dots.
Right. Yes, we have.
How much
Now it
ice
all
cream
makes
did you have to purchase for this
conversations.
information?
Yeah, really. Well,
His
could be
gift
given-
card. His gift card.
Case you like the name.
Okay, so we get to see the inside of Moose Burger. That'll open up a lot of nice seating and cool. That's another cool down place. I like, and we get to like push the button by the moose again.
Yeah.
Oh,
the only
boy.
thing is, I hope when it opens that the air conditioning in there is actually working, because I was in the park the other day. I went into JB's to fill up my drink, and there was no air in that building.
Oh,
You got
no.
back by that drink dispenser, and it was just like no air whatsoever. Plus, then you got to, you have to walk very careful in there. I'm sure all of you know what I'm talking about. When you're walking away from that drink dispenser,
Oh, yeah.
it feels like you're going to take a fall. I mean, that floor is so like slippery. I don't know if it's grease. I don't know if it's just spilled soda.
By
I would think
JB's, you say?
Yeah.
Combination of
Or
everything.
it's like when you're walking out,
Yeah,
you
there's-
when you're walking out, you hear that. Whoosh, whoosh.
That's like
They have a dirty mop, probably.
There's certain things I don't want the answer to.
But yeah, if you're, I do just caution everyone listening to us, if you are coming out of JB's after getting a drink, just kind of watch your step when you're kind of
It
going
could
out.
be the humidity too,
I don't want to see anybody take a spill.
because that happens in our coolers at work. The humidity gets really bad, and it's just slick.
So what other rumors you got? So we got Starbucks coming soon.
Starbucks, Moose Burger. The other rumor, this one Laura and I actually heard when we were in the park on Father's Day, and we were in line waiting to get the skip the line passes. And the manager was kind of walking the line, just kind of seeing what everyone's doing, and basically going to kind of encourage people who are there in the Flash Pass line that to try it out on mobile. But according to her, sometime July, and Laura, correct me if I'm incorrect, but sometime in July, we should be getting Skip the Lines mobile.
She said they were being tried already in some of the smaller parks. So I don't know if anybody's been to any of the smaller parks and have tried it. We'd love to hear feedback. But she said it should be by us, pending what their results are by end of July.
I wonder if, because I know that in Texas last year they tried, which is not a smaller park, but they tried out the virtual queue, but it was not popular. I wonder if if they're using that system. on a skip the
She
line?
really didn't say much as to what type of system it would be.
Okay.
She just said that they are trying it.
That would be a big, especially when we have so many more skip the lines, because anyone who was platinum is now getting a skip the line every visit. When I look at the line, I haven't been able to use a skip the line for like a month. I either have gone at the end of the day when I've needed it, or we tested out. It was faster to wait in line than wait in the skip the line.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you're only getting one single skip the line every single visit, is it really worth the wait? Because you can probably go wait for that ride shorter amount of time than you are for the skip the line.
My family gets 12 a visit, and it still wasn't worth it. And this was on a busy day, so I don't know. I'm hoping. I mean, I've noticed a better line, but this is kind of a calm before the storm. For those kind of unfamiliar with the peaks and valleys of a Six Flags season, we're in a valley and we're up going to our peak peak season starts. July 4th Fest kicks it off, and peak season starts July 5th. So this is always very calm this week before July 4th. But we're going to start to see some very busy days, hopefully, actually.
Yeah, and I think anybody who's been walking around the park lately, we're kind of starting to hear a train whistle.
Yeah.
And seeing signs of that train, so.
The train, I mean, I have updated that, and from birdies that I've heard that it's an anytime now open of it. That definitely would be a great kickoff for July 4th to have that. But I'm back at the employee pickup a couple times a week, and I'm hearing that whistle a lot.
The other day we were there, and it was like, oh my God, it's so hot. I'm so sick of walking all the way over here. It's like just the humidity. It's like, I want to just get on the train and go to the other end so I can get out of here quicker. But I wish it started.
Opens, like when I used to work there, I would tell people with young kids that because so many of the kids' rides are back there, it's just so great to just start your day, get right on the train, go to the back of the park. Now we have some kids' rides back in hometown, but that used to be my advice, is just get them back there and playing. So
go ahead. I don't want to cut you off there. I was going to say one
more.
I
think when we get in the peak season, we also can look for some more culinary options that can pop up. So we're still looking for that food truck in Hurricane Harbor, and we're looking for our coffee Dippin' Dots.
Yes. And I will say
excited.
Just going back, one more thing on the train. Once that train is open, we are going to do a Junkies takeover of that train.
Oh yeah, big time.
We are going to pick a day, probably a weekend where most of us can get there. We're going to pick a time, and we are going to see how many junkies we can load on that train.
Where did this come about?
He just thought of it.
We kind of discussed. Sarah brought this up. We want to do that. We want to take over a coaster at some point.
Takeovers, like we haven't. It's because I listened to a podcast about the Disneyland gangs. Okay, and the Disneyland social clubs. We aren't them. We're not going to start wearing leather vests with patches, but they do ride takeovers, and I just thought that would be really cool and really fun to try to do a ride takeover. Obviously, being kind and welcoming to we're guests in the park, so we want to be good house guests. But I think it'd be really fun to just call a takeover time and meet up.
Oh yeah, start with the train, and then if we move to a coaster, see if we can actually take up a whole train on a coaster that's just junkies. That would make some great on-ride photos too, if we're on one of the ones with the photos.
Yeah. Yeah, good call. Yeah, so that is our plan. Once we know that the train is.
I think most of us, I think most of us will be there this weekend. I think majority of us mods will be there this weekend. So,
and why not leather vest?
So this is the time to get it. I'm not there all the time, just so you guys know.
Leather vests are hot.
What?
Anaheim doesn't have somebody. Jim asked, "Why not leather vests?" Anaheim doesn't have humidity. We do. We're not wearing leather vests.
Are we going to start doing dapper days?
Oh.
Oh.
We thought that would be so cool.
So show up in our full-blown suits at the park.
Oh my goodness.
The Junkies
Bob's
team.
wearing
The other way, like they do like the Disney where they don't dress like the character, but they do. What is that called? We
The
could do that.
cosplay,
for
like
Looney Tunes.
cosplay?
But you can't
Right, you can't
cosplay.
really, yeah.
So you have to there. I don't know. There's another thing for that. I don't know. But we can talk about some of the things. I mean, we're now in peak season, so it's a different outlook than spring. So I know we're a little more doom and gloom in the spring, and we get to peak season and we start to see things opening. What kind of positive changes has everyone seen as they've been visiting the parks? Hurricane Harbor, Chicago, Hurricane Harbor, Rockford, Hurricane Harbor, Chicago, that lazy river. My understanding, it's still in any day now. It just takes so many people because it's a long, lazy river. It's one of the longest.
Great things are worth the wait.
That first day, we'll do a takeover of that one too.
Take over the lazy river. Jeez.
We're gonna look like rubber duckies.
I mean, we've started to see, I think we're down to only one or two food stands that haven't opened yet. So we've now seen Claim Jumpers open. Brad had the fish. It looked
Excellent.
delicious.
Fish and chips, yeah.
Demon Funnel Cake is, Bob, can you tell us a little bit about the process of mobile ordering at Demon Funnel Cake?
Yeah, definitely. Demon Funnel Cake, it is mobile order. If you're looking at the front of Demon Funnel Cake, it does appear to be closed because they do have the shutters down in front of the glass. But off to the right side, there is a mobile order window. And if you're on the Six Flags app under food, you'll see that Demon Funnel Cake does pop up. And the way it works, it's you place your order. So let's say you order funnel cake, or if you order, like I ordered the ice cream and the waffle cone the other day. Once you get your notification that your order is ready, you'll go up to the window. They'll kind of ask you, what is your order number? And they'll put the funnel cake or your ice cream together there. So it's not like you're walking up with a funnel cake sundae that's been sitting on the counter for 5 minutes and everything's melted. It's they're making it right when you come up there.
So in a way, it's more like a virtual queue.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was well thought out.
Yeah, I use it the other day. When I use it, there was nobody in line. There was one person ahead of me that was walking away as I walked up, so it was zero wait, and I got my ice cream and the waffle cone really quick.
It would be perfect because I don't think we can order the funnel cakes off of there because I don't think there's a plain funnel cake option. But if you're with somebody who's buying a funnel cake, or if you just want to buy it with your discount, that's a great way to avoid a long line at those other funnel cake places.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't get with the dining plan on there. You can't get the funnel cake sundae because it doesn't allow the whole upcharge to work in there. But yeah, it's a great option for if you're just there for the day, or like you said, if you just have the craving for that funnel cake and you're like, you know what, I'll dish out the money and I know I get my discount on it. Best way to go, because we've all walked past all the funnel cake shops in there, and you get to midday to evening. Once that line forms, it doesn't go down.
Antoine's at the end of the night, that thing will go over to hometown. It's pretty bad, but I think that's a great idea and a great way to try to innovate and solve a problem. I think the only place we haven't seen the popcorn place open yet in the county fair games, and we haven't seen the chicken place open. So we have not been able to try that Nashville hot chicken yet.
I want that Nashville hot chicken. I want to give that.
And mobile order only hasn't opened at Hurricane Harbor yet, but I bet that'll be soon. And then we can get the chicken from there. So we really only are down to those two that haven't opened, and that's just made such an impact having more things open. Big Lou's now open. I believe they tried a mobile order, and the way that they have the process set up in there, I just think it was more conducive to walk-ups because they're really good. Like you place your order, then there's a preparation, and everyone likes their beef a different way. So I think that's a good walk-up one, similar to Capone's. And so that's been an improvement. We've seen we
do have more. Right, and we have more staff too in there in
Yeah.
terms of in the food services area. So, they're cranking food out. The lines are, a lot shorter now. They were able to bring in, some of the foreign workers from, Jamaica who are now in the park. So it's
And
really
they are
helped out too.
awesome.
They
And
are
they're these
amazing.
people too.
They
They're
were
lean. They're
they
really
were
nice.
hearing how like we say we were having like a whole linguistics conversation. They were like, can you say 3 again? Because or I think I had to say 30, and they're like, can you say that before, because the th sound doesn't exist. They're like, we just think it's so funny how you guys say 30, and I'm like, yeah, 30, because that's like a diphthong that's disappeared. I'm a nerd. It's disappearing in our language. So they were just like, I just want to hear you say it again. So I'm like, I know we're weird. We still have that diphthong, but they're really great.
Yeah, we kind of experienced one. Laura and I we got a funnel cake Sunday, and it had the upcharge on there, and it was kind of like a little bit of a learning moment for him, and he figured out. We tried his name. He was a real nice guy, and I'm like, you should bring it in. We should get charged to something plus the tax. And he's looking and hits the thing, and he was like more than like shocked that all of a sudden it knocked him down like the whole price, and just it is $2. Yeah. It was just like it surprised him when you push the button on the on the point of sale system. Which is like,
I think twice now in the last 2 weeks, there's something has happened with my order, and I've, somebody's asked a friend to help, and then I've said, oh, thank you so much, and then the person who's helped be like, oh, sorry for they've said like, oh, sorry for the wait. Today's my first day. So like there are really, really sharp. They have a sharp team in the culinary department. I think for years I was one of the first to say they don't move with any purpose. But there is something going right now. It's just so friendly, and they're getting just some really sharp kids that are trying to learn and just have good customer service. So bravo in that.
Spring, I had some chicken sandwich that didn't even have the chicken on it. But then now everything's coming so warm, so hot. Like the fries are, when we had JB's the other day, the fries were just so hot. I was like, I can't eat them right now. But
something I learned on JB's, just to throw this, like that the fact that they are learning the user issues that are causing like orders not to be right. So I learned that at JB's, if you make a customization, they can't see the customization that you made. I'm not having that issue anywhere else. They are seeing the customization, but at JB's they said they can't see it. So like if you order nachos without anything, so if you are picky and you need customizations, it's best to do a walk-up for JB's. They were so great. They switched it up for us. But they're like, oh my goodness, did you mobile order? Well, this is why. And I think it was really helpful. I was, as somebody who's like, they never know the systems, to have, somebody in a culinary location know what the user, like know what the error was on the user end was great.
It wasn't in culinary, but it was in the shop across from X-Flight, right? Yeah. X-Flight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We were buying some stuff, and a kid was just learning, and he had to be probably about 16, and he was learning how to do everything, and he wasn't paying attention when he was doing everything, and he started trying to scan the stuff again, and the lead guy was a Jamaican guy. He comes over and he's like, no, look at this. This is this. You have 5. And he was so helpful to him. It was so nice.
And this will be great with better training and more hands-on, like that they are supporting that the leads and supervisors and full-times I've seen supporting their employees. They're going to keep them longer. And I know right now we saw something go out we saw a press release that if these employees stay through September, they get a 10% bonus on anything that they've earned. So this will be really great for us that we have well-trained employees. I hate to say serving our needs, but it'll be great. We really appreciate that the efforts that are being made on the training end. We do see a difference as guests. I know I do. I'm seeing a lot of differences. I would like to see, one thing I missed from 2019 is we're not seeing the same kind of like whooshing into clean tables. And I know that's not the culinary, that's park services. So we're still, I know that's got to be the hardest department to staff for. But it would be nice to see some of that 2020 cleaning come back, as far as like we would sit in Hurricane Harbor last year, finish eating, and someone would be ready to swoop in on the table to wash it. That would be really nice to have that back, because there have been some issues on that side. But yeah, in the shops, they're just, and I use those Six Flags bucks because my gift card, I get the instead of the gift card, and they're all figuring out how to use it. They're just great. It's been a very friendly year, and we are seeing a better, more robust security presence in the park. Seeing a security presence walking. I cannot go in any section right now and not see somebody. And we do see some private security. We have seen some contracted security with dogs walking around. They took in a show one night when I was there. But all of that matters. And having that relationship with the Gurnee Police Department, all of that matters. It is a different park than it is in May. And I have to make a note for end of June me to give to next year's beginning of May me and say, you never like May. Wait till June.
Just real quick, I know we kind of just touched JB's and you said the nachos. Just something I want to point out that I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the nachos that you order at JB's are the same exact nachos that you can get at Macho Nacho. The only difference is if you go to Macho Nacho, you can get those nachos with steak or chicken on them. Whereas JB's, they're the beef that's on there. So if you want some steak nachos, you want some chicken nachos, go to Macho Nacho. It's the exact same recipe used in both locations. They're just changing the.
There is an upcharge though on the steak nachos, is there? Or am I wrong?
Steak, there was an upcharge. I believe chicken was regular.
Okay, they're artful in the way that they put it together. I love Macho Nacho too. They're just, you get so much nacho.
Oh yeah, I ordered that. I had JB's nachos the other day, and Laura just took a look at that, and she's like, "That's huge.
It's
sloppy. You're gonna eat that."
No, there was no way. I was like, "How?"
And
I'm like, "We just ate a little bit ago."
I was hungry.
It's always time to eat.
There's always time.
I could throw one more comment. Always time to eat. One more comment on JB's, and you mentioned the system not showing them the order details. If anybody in the park is paying attention to that whole system and how it works, I walked into JB's with a pre-placed mobile order for a much later time. Unfortunately, that was what the app gave me. Realized there was no line, canceled my mobile order in the phone, and my food tickets were out of the park. Like, my lunch was not available anymore. My snack was not available. My dinner was not available. And even the app popped up a message and said, "Hey, buddy, you need to go to talk to member services." So at that point, fortunately, super awesome person in JB's took care of me, didn't make me run to the front of the park and wait through a line and all that stuff. They just said, "We saw what happened. We saw how it happened. We're just going to take care of you." Super cool. Thank you, JB's. But if anyone's looking at that system, they might want to test placing an order and bailing on that order and seeing if it does the same thing to them.
You pissed off mobile ordering.
We did. We angered the whole
You want to
system.
be very careful. You can't, with canceling, you can't cancel.
I think I've done that before.
Yeah.
And
And
it's a big, huge move.
scheduling ahead doesn't always, it doesn't always work. I don't think they get the times with it. I feel for them having to read on those iPads. But everything in general is kind of in a good groove, and that's going to take us into our peak season. And just for everyone out there, our peak season looks and feels a little bit different. So we have to recalibrate our understanding of the word busy, because busy in July, not busy in July, actually is probably busy in June. Busy in July can mean that you're parking in the very back of the back lot, but it also means that we should see better staffing. It's the peak season. Kids haven't gone back to school. We will see more out-of-town guests, and out-of-town guests don't know the systems like we do. So again, we want to be patient with our out-of-town and welcoming to people in our park. And longer, but we do get our longer hours so we can bring on our night rides.
Yes, I actually, I don't mean to go backwards on a topic, but I actually did just receive some breaking news here, and this is more for you, Bryant, or anyone. I did see another one on here about somebody canceled an order at Primo. But if that happens to you, just ask for a member of the leadership team at JB's or whichever restaurant this may occur. Because what they can do, they can return the meal back to the past. You don't need to go all the way to guest relations.
Fancy.
The Dippin' guy worked again.
Dippin' Dots guy, he's like listening in on everything.
So I'm just receiving all sorts of great information today.
It's amazing. Yeah. So I mean, hopefully we're just kind of in a happier place. I mean, there's still things that will change, and we'll have days where rides go up and down. I mean, however, I think ride ops have even been faster, and they're running. Brad, you're there more during the week. Are they consistently running?
Compared to how things were in, I guess you could say 2019, where usually even during the week you could see pretty extensive lines.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've been going during the week, I don't want to say lines are non-existent because that's not the case. However, the lines that I do see move relatively quickly and aren't nearly as bad as they had ever been.
Yeah, I think they're moving. I mean, they're booking when they're loading those trains, and they're consistently running at least 2 trains where they can, right?
Yeah.
And we should, on these busy days, we should start to see, I mean, we may see 3, which ones have 3 train ops? Bull?
Yeah.
Bull can.
Yeah.
I don't know if they don't do it all the time, but it's capable of it, yes.
So we could on a very busy, like on a busy late
If
July
cars
Saturday.
got to, like an absolute capacity, you would see that probably.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but they've been doing great. I know we had we were in there, I don't know what night I was in there with my daughter. It was one night this week that was dead. Maybe it was Sunday night. Was that the one where it was like lock on everything, right? That's the day you stayed till close, right, Brent? Was it Sunday?
I think that was
Sunday night.
One of those nights.
Yeah,
Laura,
I
what
don't
night were you
remember.
there?
Saturday or Sunday night.
And she was.
I think it was Saturday.
She was able to rewrite Goliath. She was, and then she was on there with Taylor from Coaster Studios, and his girlfriend that needs to. So,
Does he still have a pin?
I don't know. She didn't ask because she doesn't like the girlfriend. So I don't know.
A challenge for the V2 ride ops. I want to see that thing go to 3 train operations.
Goliath?
V2.
V2 with 3 trains.
We've been trouble.
Maybe if it still had the thing that like held it.
the holding brake.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you guys are terrible. It's starting to unravel.
Yeah, so then I guess the next, I mean, we have some things to look forward to. So we do have crowds, so we'll pack our patience, so, recalibrate. But then we also, when we come to July, that starts to become chatter about new for 2022. So we don't know. Your average employee doesn't know. We don't know if we're getting something, but just kind of keep your ears out. Rumors, they start to fly about mid-July until we get announcements. And, we're in a new world in this post-COVID, but not every time you see a ride closed for the season does it mean it's gone. Not every time does it mean that it's never coming back. We do Bob talks to the Dippin' Dots guy, but your average employee probably has an idea, and we can start to imagine places like, I know we've had a discussion today as a team of where's the open real estate, or where could you make some open real estate? You can get real creative, but that's something really exciting. And then as far as our group, we have 2 exciting events coming up.
Yes, coming up in August, it's going to be our inaugural Junkies Picnic. So we're still kind of in a holding pattern in terms of anybody purchasing tickets for it. We are kind of now at the mercy of more than likely Six Flags corporate, because they need to make our promotional code active. Once that code is active, you will be able to purchase tickets to the event. And you're going to purchase tickets directly from the Six Flags webpage. So if you're out, sixflags.com, you get to Great America's page. There's a spot at the top that says promo. You click promo. You're going to put our promo code in there. And then the whole lovely order system that we're so used to seeing if you're making an online order. We'll go through and you'll be able to have your tickets. And for just the meal itself, we're looking at it's $19 plus $1.71 with tax. So like for less than $22, you are going to get an hour and a half of all you care to eat food, including the famous Aunt Martha's chicken. So for those of you who are in the park and you seem to always miss out on Aunt Martha's, now's your chance to actually get the chicken. They're going to be hot dogs, potato salad, pasta salad, chips, pickles, ice cream, and obviously the Coke dispensers will be on there. So we have an hour and a half, so it's scheduled from 1:30 to 3 o'clock. We'll be doing a raffle, giving away some fun prizes. And I know we're going to get some prizes donated to us to give away as well.
Anyone who reaches that, or the first person to reach that selfie challenge we're putting together our own Junkies, I'm putting together a prize pack for that, but that's something that you would have to be at the picnic for. So,
right. And for those who are unaware of this photo challenge, basically you have from now until the picnic to get your selfie taken with everybody on the moderator team, admin team. Whoever gets the most by then, you're going to be the winner. You do have to get pictures of us in the park. So when you're at conventions, not to mention names, but Sherry taking that picture with Jamie does not count. You do need to be in the park. Some of us are easier to find than others. Some of us willingly will basically give yourself up by taking pictures and saying, find me, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Where Laura and I will typically say, hey, we're in the park, come find us.
Does it have to be? It has to be with us, right? It can't be like, "Hey, look, they're right behind me. I'm going to take a picture."
No, they need to be in the photo. They have to be in the photo with you. I called Sherry out on that one too.
Generally, the shows are. I mean, that's a good. It's
you're going to find us there.
Good. I don't like to use my phone when I'm in the park. My kids are always saying, "Don't use your phone." They're like, "Put it down and talk to us," and I hate. That's the worst thing to hear as a mom. So I don't tend to post when I'm in the park, but generally you can find me in evenings because I'll go in after I pick up my daughter. I guess if you found me in the employee pickup at 6:30 almost every night, that would be in the park, right?
It's in the park, yeah. You're on the property. So
if you happen to be back there.
Does it have to be before the day before the picnic? It can't be the
I
day
would think
of the picnic?
Oh yeah, day of the picnic. It would have to be day before because
you're not going to be like, "Oh, look, I'm going to take a selfie with all you guys."
Yeah, I'll try to be better about saying when I'm in. I'm the one time Rebecca found me was not a time that I announced that I was going to be in there. I've not been on a schedule lately, so we'll see.
No, we're all willing to take a picture. You just get the courage and come up and say, "Hey, can I get a selfie for the contest?" We're going to say,
I'll try to wear my orange Crocs most times when I go, so it's really easy to find me.
So just look down when you walk around.
I don't care. I got a new pair, but I've worn them down because there's a couple of nights I've done that park 3 times, and that's a lot of wear on the shoes. But it's a little easy to find. I don't think I'll always wear them, but they're obnoxious. They're easy to see.
I don't know if it was maybe a week or 2 back, but there were actually 5 of us on the moderator team. We walked 2 laps around the park just on the midway.
Yeah, we
Nobody
did.
found us. I mean, you had a perfect shot there. You would have that selfie with 5 of us in it. Nobody found us.
You would have been almost done.
And we have had somebody in the park every day.
There's usually somebody
I don't think
there.
we've had one day where we've had someone missing now. On these really busy days, if you see a daily alert that says it's really busy, you might not actually find a lot of us.
Or if it's like scorching hot, sometimes we don't go.
We stay away. So we'll see. One more event after.
Hold on. There's more with the picnic. Couple
Oh,
more
more
things,
with
just
the
in case
picnic.
those
Oh, yeah.
who didn't know. We are guaranteed a character appearance at the picnic. So I'm not sure who we're gonna get. I don't know if we're gonna have Bugs, if we're gonna end up with Daffy Duck, Sylvester, Tweety. I'm not sure who it is, but
The
are
admin mod
guaranteed.
team is character enough.
Yes.
But I think,
Yeah.
like, if you think of like that is your only access to character dining. Six Flags doesn't offer character dining anymore. So if you wanted some character dining, just over $20 for a character dining all-you-can-eat experience, that alone is a really fun experience.
Maybe Dan will appear. Maybe we'll see Dan.
Maybe we
Who
can talk
knows?
him into dropping by. And the other thing is, if we do have a good enough attendance, we can probably get a Q&A session with a member of park management. So you'll be able to ask.
And that's really good because that's good rumor time, right? End of August, we're thinking towards next year and Fright Fest.
Yep. And I'm sure they'd be willing to talk about anything that is public knowledge or upcoming. I mean, if you're trying to press them on something that hasn't even been released to general public, they're not going to answer that question.
And you can ask them about RMC Eagle. You're going to get a laugh.
You can ask about RMC Eagle all you want, and the answer is going to be no. Or they'll just release those teaser videos because they know what drives everybody crazy. So they're going to be, you know what? Let's tease the fact that we're going to take out Eagle. Let's tease the fact that V2 is going. Let's tease the fact that
Blueprints by Buccaneer Battle.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in September, as the picnic winds down, we have the I'm drawing on the blank coaster challenge.
Holy cow!
It's been a long
Like,
day.
the biggest thing.
It's been a long day for me. Coaster Challenge is Saturday, September 18th. It is to help raise funds for Special Olympics Illinois. It helps their unified teams. At the moment, we have 15 members on our own team. Our group is called Six Flags Great America Junkies, and we have raised $1,235 so far. The rides that you can ride on it are Raging Bull, Max Force, Viper, and Whizzer. Again, it's September 18th. You have options. You can either join our team, you can create your own team, you can sign up as an individual, or if you don't want to do any of those, if you would like to donate, all you have to do is go to the Six Flags event page and choose to make a donation. And all of that, again, goes to Special Olympics Illinois.
If you haven't ever done this, it's so special, and they really do have a great relationship with Special Olympics. That's always been a charity, and like the experience of doing it is so fun. I know my daughter did it before. They let you in the park early, but you've got until a certain time to ride. Yeah, look at this cat behind me.
Sorry.
Where you get the opportunity to. It's a good collection of rides. It's so fun to walk around the park early and just ride. Is it possible we'll have some volunteer opportunities as well?
Yeah, there's a chance that we may, as it gets closer, I'll know more on that. But yes, there's a good chance we might have some volunteer opportunities presented to us as well for the event.
It's not actually a lot. If you think of the cost of a flash pass for a day, and you think of you can't use like a regular flash pass on Max Force, but you can ride Max Force for this. If you already have a season pass membership, how much do you need to raise in order to like participate?
The basic level, if you have a membership or season pass, it's $100. Right off the bat, when you register, it is $25, which goes right towards your quota. So right off the bat, you pay the $25 registration. You only need to raise $75.
So there's a lot of time in between now and then to do that and to raise $75 for a really good cause. Laura, you're involved with Special Olympics Illinois, correct?
I am one of the coaches at the high school I work at. So it is a cause that is near and dear to me. And when they talked to Bob about it, I jumped on it right away.
Yeah. We'd love to see the more the merrier with the team. It'd be we could do a takeover very easily. We'd love
if
to
there's any questions, feel free. I mean, like I said, I'm a coach for it already, but Bob and I both have any questions, just ask us. We don't bite, truthfully. Him, maybe if he's hungry, but me, right. No.
So exciting to be a part of that. All right. Do we have any questions from the group?
Yeah, I was going to say, are there any from topics that we talked about for those who are still on the chat, or I should say watching the live? If you've got any questions, go ahead, type those in.
While you wait for those, we kind of passed over it, and I know Rich will kill me if we don't say anything. Before, for 4th of July, they had the wrestling thing going on. Who knows if it's going to happen? I do not know. We do not know until we get there. But I didn't see anything, but if I don't say something, he will be upset.
Yeah. I didn't see anything about that. I definitely didn't see a foam party. I don't imagine if you're cooking, you can't have a foam party, right? Yeah. So that's not happening at our park. I think it's happening. So there are other parks where it's happening. We've had enough foam parties anyway.
Well, the wrestling thing, they don't bring it up, and then all of a sudden we get there, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And then he gets to his little kid thing again. So
he's got to reach out.
So I was
Indian's still around. He's
in Southwest Territories where it's at. Whenever they did have it before.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll have some surprises. We always have surprises for these festivals. They did such a beautiful job with the festival in May. What was that? Oh, Taste of Six Flags. Yes, it's really exciting to have another one. I'm excited. I don't even know if there's going to be different entertainment or what's going on. I think we'll still have some surprises. And I'm with Coca-Cola there. They always bring some fun things on their own too. So just looking for a fun festive event.
Yeah. One thing, I'm just still seeing if anybody else is going to pop any questions. I haven't really seen any questions asked by anybody. I'm seeing statements being made, but I'm not seeing any questions coming in. But I do want to point out, I don't know if anyone has seen the photograph that Brent has posted of the double bacon avocado cheeseburger that he picked up at Hurricane Harbor. This thing was
bigger than my head.
Downright gluttonous.
Your stomach's the size of your head.
I mean, I've not seen.
I had to dislocate my jaw to bite that.
You're a snake.
I think he received all the bacon that people might not have received initially. They gave him all the bacon. I don't know, but that thing was huge and it looked delicious.
It was delicious, but there's one thing that was more delicious, and that was eating the bacon that was supposed to be on your burger. That was even better that day.
You are a horrible person.
I am. I've been told that.
But yeah, that I will say, while I'm kind of just long here on the comments, but I will say that's probably one of my favorite meals in the park is that bacon avocado burger. I mean, I posted the picture a couple of weeks back where Laura and I kind of had a taste for it. If we just took kind of our own spin on it and grilled couple of those up and avocado and bacon. It was delicious.
Oh, how do you know what cameras are up for the day? Yeah, that I haven't seen. I wish we would see more cameras. I think that is something. I mean, I haven't bit the bullet on a picture pass yet, just because there haven't been. Let's kind of go through where we know there are cameras. X Flight has cameras, right?
Okay, that wasn't clear enough. Thank you, Sarah.
Raging Bull.
I know. I think Rebecca said that
Loggers?
Loggers?
Batman. I think
Batman,
Rebecca said Batman was going.
well, Dark
The
Knight.
inside
I know
one.
Dark Knight does.
That's what I mean.
We heard that Max. Did they install the cameras on Max Force? We've never. I mean, they've never
I
had.
don't think they ever did.
I
They were
haven't seen them
talking.
yet.
That was
No,
the
but-
plan, but we've never had pictures come out of there.
Yeah, I don't know if on X-Flight if both sides are working. I know initially it was only one side of X-Flight. The camera was actually working. I will say with loggers having the photo on there when I actually went on with my parents that day. Laura didn't feel like getting wet, so we went on. But the booth was closed. But as long as you know what around the general time that you rode the ride, the photo booth up front, they can locate that photo for you. So I was able to get that one added on.
Oh yeah, Goliath has one too.
Yes, Goliath does have one as well.
I mean, there used to be so many more. I mean, if you
Right,
there used to be a photo on Spacely Sprockets Rockets.
There was.
Yeah, American Eagle used to have one.
Eagle had them.
I did see actually when we rode that back on Father's Day, I did see a camera set up on there. I don't know if that was just the old camera, if they're maybe considering bringing a photo back.
Be really special if they did like a 40th anniversary or
40th.
30. Is it 30th? I don't math well.
40th.
It's 40th, right?
I was 9 years old when I first rode that.
Okay.
at least by having Brent in the group, I'm no longer the oldest one in here. So that makes me feel good.
And we're off to the races now.
Wizard does not have Wizard does not have photos.
That's unacceptable.
That'd be a really special one.
They have water.
X-Flight usually on the left side that's working.
Yeah.
So yeah, I it's good to know that tip that you can go to the main booth. So maybe a photo pass with a Diamond Elite membership is really reasonable.
19, it's like $19 plus tax because that's what when I purchased it like opening weekend, that's what it was.
But then you can't use those at all parks either, just so people know.
Right. It's just kind of like with the Flash Pass, it is our park only. It doesn't carry over to all the other.
I know. I even tried to buy because with the Diamond Elite membership, when I went to St. Louis last year, I tried to buy a St. Louis season Flash Pass because I know that they're not in, but they didn't know how to attach it to a Great America Pass, so I got turned down for that.
Why
They didn't have that many. I think they have like three things pictures anyway. So it was just cheaper to do a season than to do a day. It was something weird. Any other questions?
I don't think so. I think that that does it for this episode of our Junkies show that is yet to be named. That will.
I think the next time we check in will be on like other parks and possible road trips. So.
Oh, and there is one thing I do want to throw out there. Brent, we have the graphic on it, but the last time we did a live, we were at 4,000. We were just celebrating 4,000.
Oh,
Well, as of last week or 2 weeks ago, we finally hit that 5,000 member mark.
oh,
Thank you everyone for being part of this group. It is, truly the members make it what it is. I mean, the 10 of us on the mod admin team can sit here and we can all, just kind of have our own little group, but it is each of the members that make this group what it is today. And thank you for your continued support over the last 2 years. All right, that will do it. So until next time, take care. Bye.